seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good, guys? Clutch here, and Essam here, back with another video. And for today's video, we're going to be talking about the Houston Texans. And of course, today we had training camp, Sunday session of training camp, open camp. Fans are able to go and attend, record videos, see stuff firsthand, see how the players actually practice, see some 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, 1-on-1 drills, positional drills, team drills, and stuff like that. So it's a great opportunity for fans to get to go see how the Texans actually perform. And it seems like it was a pretty good day overall. I mean, there was some good, there was some bad. Sadly, there was a couple of injuries. Dalton Schultz picked up a pretty, what seems to be minor injury. He went into the blue tent after he took a hit from safety Jimmy Ward, but he got out the tent and he was able to go back to the sidelines, helmet in hand. So it looked like if it was in a game situation, he probably would have been able to go back and return into the game. Brevin Jordan got a little bit knocked up. Apparently, he was limping. I'm not sure how serious that injury really was. Shouldn't be too much of a worry. And then one of the bigger worries, I guess, was fullback Troy Harrison. Apparently, they had to take the card out for him. So typically, when they take the card out, it's not anything good. Let's just hope that's not a big injury. He was pretty good for us last season. A very good blocker. He did have a couple of receptions and a couple of runs that he took advantage of, and he showed out last season. For the opportunities that he was given, he really played pretty decent. And I think he could be a good utility guy for us. Andrew Beck will probably be our full-time utility fullback, but I could see Harrison making the roster still. Just having that diverseness, being able to play, not being able to play, but formerly being on the defensive side of the ball and now on the offensive side of the ball. He has a lot of football IQ, and he's not scared to hit people. Whatever you tell him to do, he's going to go do, and he's going to do it at 110%. So I do think he's a guy that you would want to keep on your roster, even though you have Andrew Beck. So let's hope that injury isn't anything serious. But yeah, let's get right into the meat of the session. There was some good one-on-ones today on display. Steven Nelson and Tank Dell actually went up a couple of times. It looks like just from the clips alone, Steven Nelson got the better of Tank Dell. And I mean, it should be expected. Steven Nelson, I feel like, is a top 20 cornerback in this league. Severely underrated. So you would expect him to shut down a smaller rookie, where Steven Nelson can just be more physical with him, be more physical like right off the snap, and just use his body over Tank Dell. And it was kind of like a inverted zig route. So like a zig route, like when you're playing Madden, you know, the zig route, but it went the other way. It was an inverted zig route. And Steven Nelson just got the better of Tank Dell on that play, nothing more. He was more physical. But give him some more open space. Tank Dell is 9 times out of 10 probably going to get away from Steven Nelson. Now, Tank Dell just probably has more speed than in a current day and age Steven Nelson. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. I mean, it is what it is. But Xavier Hutchinson actually beat Derek Stingley deep on a one-on-one. I'm not sure who threw the football. Might have been CJ, might have been Davis. I'm not really sure. But the point is, Xavier Hutchinson beat Derek Stingley on what looked like a 30 to 40-yard bomb. It was a one-on-one type of drill. And Hutchinson just completely, I don't want to say burned him, because Stingley was right there on his hip. But Hutchinson was just able to make the catch. And I mean, that's something you want to see. Stingley, he's not going to win every battle against a receiver. So say the receiver's going to win at least once now and then. And that looks like that was the case now for Hutchinson. Overall, Stingley's had a pretty good camp. I didn't hear too much about him today. There wasn't too much anything bad or good about him. So I guess when you don't hear anything about him at all, I mean, he was pretty good. I guess they didn't really throw his way. But outside of that one-on-one, yeah, Stingley's been good this whole camp. He has been picked on a little bit. I wouldn't want to say picked on, but like in terms of like the media team, they have posted a couple of clips of him getting, I don't want to say burned, but of a receiver catching the ball on Derek Stingley. But nothing to be worried about. Derek Stingley overall, apparently he's been going into camp very, very physically healthy. Looks stronger, looks bigger, looks faster, leaner. Just looks more fit overall. Shouldn't have too many more injuries this season. Now, at least I would hope. So yeah, Derek Stingley's look good. Jalen Petry's look good. The safety duo, Jimmy Ward and Jalen Petry have looked good. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good day. Stroud had some drop it in the bucket type of throws today. One to Tank Dell on the sideline that was posted by the Texans media team. Go through Texans, either the IG account or Twitter account. It's on both. And you'll see CJ Stroud just throwing an absolute dime to Tank Dell. And there was a couple of that today. You saw that every now and then. There's some clips taken by fans where you can go and watch them on Twitter. In order to show CJ Stroud throwing some pretty nice balls today. Davis Mills, he did have 2 interceptions, one to Blake Cashman. And I think I highlighted this in my notes, like on what I was going to talk about for today's video. And Blake Cashman, he actually had a pretty good day of camp. He had one sequence where it was back-to-back plays. On one play, he had a PBU, he had a pass breakup, and then on the very next play, he got an interception. And both of those occurred on quarterback Davis Mills. So that's not very encouraging. But right after that sequence, Davis Mills reportedly had a pretty good day of camp outside of those 2 plays. He had one wheel route to Brevin Jordan. He had a play to Troy Harrison before he got hurt. And then I think he had a completion, I want to say Noah Brown. I'm not really sure. I would have to go look at that again. But after those 2 picks, one early to Blake Cashman, and then one I want to say to Jalen Petry, I think it was. But after those 2 picks, Davis Mills was pretty good, pretty phenomenal. I don't know about phenomenal, but he had a pretty good day at camp, as well as CJ Stroud. Both of those players played very, very well. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think nothing much more of note. Of course, the injuries to Brevin Jordan and Dalton Schultz, I don't think they're big injuries. Shouldn't be too much to worry. But Troy Harrison, that may be something to keep an eye on. Another thing, John Mechie, he seems like he had a very good day of camp. CJ Stroud had a very good throw to John Mechie. John Mechie put on a good route. I'm not sure who was the cornerback on the play, but I think it was Brooks Cabina. He tweeted something about it, that John Mechie put a good route on the cornerback, got open. CJ Stroud threw a perfect ball to him. It made the fans go pretty wild there that attended to see John Mechie play at that type of level, or not, like at least practice at that type of level, and actually look very, very good doing it. I mean, John Mechie seems like he's been having a very good camp so far. Tank Dell's been having a good camp so far. Nico Collins has been having a good camp so far. Robert Woods, Xavier Hutchinson, all receivers are having a pretty good day, or a pretty good opening few days at training camp so far. And that's great to see for a receiving room that really doesn't have that number one alpha, that true guy that's going to get the ball 9 times out of 10 on a crucial situation. For a receiver room that doesn't have that, it's pretty nice to see all the receivers putting in work, all the receivers looking good. So there's a mix of that. Now I'm gonna talk about like the quotes from after the camp, the media availability quotes. And Jerry Hughes actually had something very, very interesting to say about Will Anderson. He compared him to who did he compare him to? Devon Miller. He said, quote for quote, "Has Von Miller ability? Someone who can utilize his God-given talent." And I kind of agree with that. I'm not sure I agree with the Von Miller comparison fully. I guess you can kind of say that, but Von Miller was more of a true outside linebacker than hands in the dirt. Yes, Von Miller could play with hands in the dirt, but he wouldn't always do it. He would always sometimes rush standing up, and Will Anderson can do that. That's probably what he's better at as of right now. But in the scheme, he's going to be rushing from a wide 9 stance, hands in the dirt. So I'm not sure if that comparison's really fair. Or it's fair, but I don't know if it's the best comparison. But in terms of just pure athletic giftness, I think that is a great comparison. It seems like Devin Singletary, he's a very good speaker. I watched pretty much all of the press conference. He talked very well. He had some interesting things to say. Sounds like he's very good friends with Dameon Pierce. Sounds like he very much loves the offense. He tells CJ Stroud every day just to be himself. Don't change nothing. This is what got you into the NFL, so don't change nothing about it. Just keep being you, and it's going to fall. CJ Stroud talked today as well. He didn't really say anything too interesting. He did talk about how he's, adapting to the NFL, adapting to the system. Says he's been studying late nights, early mornings. He loves the food here in Houston, loves the people, loves it a lot. Stuff like that. Pretty generic stuff. He didn't really say anything that's very noteworthy, I guess. But yeah, he's a hard worker. He's a very good talker, very good speaker. He's the leader of the offense, leader of the team. A lot of guys look up to him or look to him to be that leader. It was a very good day. And apparently Ian Rappaport is going to interview CJ Stroud. I just saw this right now. It's going to be on NFL Network, I believe. He's currently taking pictures and videos of CJ Stroud. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a segment right there of CJ Stroud giving like an interview type of thing with Ian Rappaport. But yeah, it was a very good day at camp. Very exciting. I'm not sure when the next open camp day is going to be. I think sometime this week. Has to be maybe Wednesday. I'm not sure. But the season's coming up very fast. Preseason's coming up. Open practices are coming up. But yeah, let me know what y'all guys think. It's been Clutch City Entertainment. And hope you guys have a good day. Peace.